What if some of your everyday driving habits are quietly ruining your Lexus transmission? And the worst part is, it doesn't fail instantly. It builds up over time. So here are 7 things you should never do in an automatic Lexus if you actually want it to last. Number 1, shifting from reverse to drive without stopping. You've probably done this without even thinking. You're backing out of a parking spot, the road looks clear, and instead of coming to a full stop, you quickly shift from reverse to drive and move on. It feels smooth, especially in a car like a Lexus, where everything is designed to feel effortless. But that smoothness can be a little misleading. Now, if the car isn't making any weird sounds and everything feels perfectly fine, is it actually causing damage? Or is this just one of those overhyped driving myths? What's really happening is that when you shift from reverse to drive without stopping, your transmission is forced to suddenly change direction while parts inside are still moving the opposite way. That puts stress on internal components like transmission bands, clutch packs, and the drivetrain itself. Instead of smoothly engaging, these parts are forced to absorb that sudden directional change. So over time, this creates wear that you won't notice immediately. And that's the tricky part. In a Lexus, the engineering is so refined that it hides this stress incredibly well. The car won't jerk or complain right away. It just quietly takes the hit again and again. You might eventually notice rougher shifts, delayed gear engagement, or even long-term transmission issues. And honestly, repairs for this aren't cheap, especially in a luxury car. And if something this small can quietly wear down your transmission, imagine what other normal habits might be doing without you even realizing it. Number 2, putting the car in neutral at traffic lights. This one feels smart, almost like a pro driver move. After stopping at a red light, you shift into neutral, relax your foot, and wait. A lot of people believe it reduces strain on the car and even saves fuel. But modern automatics don't really work like that. Still, when switching to neutral feels easier on the car, why do manufacturers design automatic transmissions to sit and drive while stopped in the first place? And if it's actually unnecessary, could this habit be doing the opposite of what you expect? Well, modern automatic transmissions are built to handle stops in drive without stress. When your car is stationary, the transmission system already manages load and heat efficiently on its own. There's no constant grinding or pressure building up the way people imagine. The moment you keep shifting between drive and neutral at every signal, you're adding extra movement inside the transmission instead of reducing it. Each shift engages internal components again and again, which creates small, repeated wear over time. You won't feel it immediately, but it's unnecessary work for a system that's already optimized to stay in drive. Fuel saving is another common belief, but in modern cars, that difference is either negligible or completely irrelevant because the engine and transmission are already tuned for efficiency at idle. So instead of helping the car, this habit quietly adds complexity where none is needed. Funny thing is, even when your hands are not shifting gears, they might still be affecting the transmission more than you'd expect. And that's where the next habit comes in. Number 3, resting your hand on the gear selector. After sitting in the car, many people place one hand on the wheel and the other casually resting on the gear selector. It feels like that's where your hand is supposed to go. In a smooth cabin like a Lexus, it even adds to that laid-back, effortless driving vibe. That's exactly why most people never question it. But most drivers don't think about what that constant pressure is actually doing inside the transmission while you're just cruising. Even though it feels like you're just resting your hand, you're still applying slight pressure to the gear selector. That pressure doesn't just sit there on the surface. It travels through the linkage connected to the transmission system. Inside, components like selector forks and internal linkages are designed to stay in precise positions once a gear is engaged. They're not built to handle continuous external force, even if that force feels small from your end. Slowly, that constant pressure can lead to gradual wear. It's not immediate, and it won't suddenly break anything, but it can reduce the precision of gear engagement in the long run. In a car like Lexus, where everything is engineered for smooth, accurate shifting, even minor wear can slowly affect how clean those shifts feel. However, this habit just adds small, constant pressure. The next one puts the entire weight of the car on a single component, and that's where real strain begins. Quick pause for a second. If even one of these surprised you, drop a like and subscribe. It really helps and keeps more real, no-nonsense car content coming your way. Number 4, not using the parking brake properly. A lot of drivers park their car, shift into park, and just walk away. It feels complete, like the car is already secure. After all, that's what the P mode is for, right? In something as refined as a Lexus, it is even more reliable because the car holds position without any drama. But that park isn't doing all the work by itself. Then, when your car is sitting on a slope and you only rely on park, what is actually holding all that weight in place? Inside your transmission, there's a small metal component called a parking pawl. When you shift into park, this pawl locks into a gear to stop the wheels from moving. It's effective, but it's not designed to hold the full weight of the vehicle, especially on an incline. If you skip the parking brake, all that pressure gets transferred directly onto this tiny component. That constant strain can cause wear, making it harder for the transmission to engage or disengage smoothly. That's why sometimes you might feel a slight jerk or resistance when shifting out of park. Using the parking brake first takes the load off the transmission and secures the car using the braking system instead, which is exactly what it's built for. It's a small extra step, but it protects a much more expensive system from unnecessary stress. Now that's pressure from the outside, holding the car still. But what happens when the stress comes from inside, before the car is even ready to handle it? Number 5, aggressive driving before the engine warms up. I'm sure you've done this before, everyone does. Like accelerating hard, merging into traffic, or pushing the car like it's fully ready. Modern cars feel smooth almost instantly, since it's easy to assume everything is good to go right away. But when everything feels normal from the outside, in reality, the system inside isn't actually at its optimal state yet, and pushing it early changes how those internal parts handle stress. When your car is cold, the transmission fluid hasn't reached its ideal temperature. At this stage, it's thicker and doesn't flow as smoothly through the system. That matters because this fluid is responsible for lubrication, cooling, and smooth gear operation. When you accelerate aggressively too early, the transmission is forced to work harder while it's still under-lubricated. Internal components like clutch packs and gears don't get the level of protection they normally would once everything is warmed up. So this increases friction and wear in ways that aren't immediately noticeable. In a Lexus, the refinement can make this even more deceptive. The car won't complain or feel rough, but that doesn't mean the system isn't under stress. It's simply absorbing that strain quietly. Giving the car even a minute or two of gentle driving allows the fluid to circulate properly and reach the right consistency. That small patience can make a real difference in long-term transmission health. And while temperature plays a big role in how well the transmission protects itself, there's another factor that matters even more: the condition of the fluid itself. Number 6, ignoring transmission fluid health. This is one of those things most people don't think about until something goes wrong. Transmission fluid isn't visible, it doesn't make noise, and in many modern cars it's often described as sealed or even lifetime. That wording alone makes it sound like you never have to worry about it. So naturally, people just leave it alone for years. Now the trickiest part is, even though it's called lifetime fluid, it doesn't actually stay in perfect condition forever, and the way it breaks down is something most drivers never notice until the damage is already done. Transmission fluid plays multiple roles at once. It lubricates moving parts, controls heat, and helps maintain smooth gear shifts. But due to constant heat cycles and friction, this fluid starts to degrade. It loses its ability to properly protect and cool the system. As the fluid breaks down, it can become contaminated with tiny metal particles from normal wear. Its viscosity changes, and it no longer flows the way it should. This leads to increased friction inside the transmission, which can cause overheating, delayed shifts, or even slipping between gears. This process can go unnoticed for a long time because the system is designed to stay smooth even under stress. But that doesn't mean the wear isn't happening. Regularly checking and replacing transmission fluid at proper intervals, even if the car doesn't demand it, can prevent major issues that are far more expensive to fix later. And while fluid condition affects how the transmission works internally, there's one driving habit that changes how the entire system behaves in motion, especially when you're going downhill. Number 7, using neutral while going downhill. For the last one, this is something a lot of drivers still believe is a smart trick. When going downhill, they shift into neutral, thinking it will save fuel and make the car roll more freely. On the surface, it seems like a harmless habit, maybe even a clever one. So what's the actual downside here? The problem is, this small change completely alters how the car manages speed and control, and the downside isn't obvious until you really understand what the system is doing at that moment. When you shift into neutral while going downhill, you disconnect the engine from the wheels. That means you lose engine braking, which normally helps control speed without relying entirely on the brakes. Without engine braking, the car starts gaining speed more freely. To manage that speed, you end up using the brakes more often and more aggressively. This increases brake wear and can even lead to overheating on longer descents. Then, another issue is control. In drive, the car maintains better stability because power delivery and engine resistance are still connected to the wheels. In neutral, that connection is gone, which reduces your ability to respond quickly if you need to accelerate or adjust speed suddenly. As for fuel savings, modern automatic transmissions are already optimized for efficiency. In many cases, staying in drive while going downhill can actually use little to no fuel because of how the system manages engine load. So what feels like a smart shortcut ends up reducing control and putting more strain on other parts of the car. Honestly, small habits like these don't seem serious at the moment, but over time, they shape how well your transmission performs and how long it actually lasts. So tell me, which one have you been doing without realizing? Comment it down below. And if you enjoy learning surprising things about Lexus cars, go ahead and subscribe. You may even like the next video on your screen. See you on the next one.